Okay, well, welcome everyone. And I'm going to turn this over to Ellen, and she's going to introduce herself. I'm sure Courtney will too. And then we'll get started talking about AT Connects and unbelievably the PI conference. I can't believe how fast I feel like it came up.
It is right around the corner, yes. Thank you, Rachel, and hello all and welcome. I'm Ellen Haas. I'm the Associate Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs with the American Association of Community Colleges. And I am also the PI on AACC's grant, one of which our activities is to host this annual ATE conference. And we're very excited to welcome you to Washington, D.C. in next month. Courtney Larson, I would love for you to just come on camera and introduce yourself. You're going to have a lot of interface with Courtney, and she is a huge part of this conference and its planning. So I would love for you to know who she is throughout this process as well. Courtney?
Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Courtney Larson, Project Assistant for ATE, and I will try to answer all your questions in chat. So please use the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, feel free to use the chat today, or you're welcome to raise your hand. We want to make sure all your questions get answered, and I will also push some questions to Ellen. You're welcome, if you would rather be sort of anonymous, you're welcome to chat me privately with a question you'd like me to ask. So there are lots of ways to get answers today during our session.
Great. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Courtney. So let's go ahead and go through this. I'm going to give you a little bit of overview of AT Connects, talk about some logistics and preparation for those sessions, opportunity to ask questions, and we'll go over some upcoming conference deadlines. And then depending on where we are in time, we're happy to entertain any general questions about the conference. This is fairly informal. I do have a few slides to go through just to talk about AT Connects, but we're here as an info session for you to answer any questions you have about the event. So focusing first on ATE Connects. What is AT Connects? If you attended last year, you have a bit of an idea. If you're new to the conference this year, welcome. But one of the hallmarks of the annual ATE conference is the opportunity to engage with colleagues and peers from across the country, to share promising practices and lessons learned, and to build collaborations and make connections through the ATE community. And I do want to stress the word community. This truly is a community where everyone at this conference is very interested in sharing information and resources and building synergies between projects and centers, across the country. So ATE Connects gives us the opportunity to do that. It provides all ATE projects and centers the opportunity to engage in sharing information, resources, and materials related to their programs. As an NSF ATE awardee, can I ask you to please mute if you are? Thank you. So all ATE projects, so as I was saying, it's an expectation of being an NSF ATE awardee that you share information and disseminate things coming out of your projects and centers. And AT Connects is an absolute opportunity to do that, and so much so that NSF requires you to participate in these sessions, to host a conversation hub, and to share information. So all projects and centers, with the exception of the first-time ATE awardees, are required to participate in these sessions, and I'll talk a little bit more about what that means momentarily. But continuing on the thread of what is AT Connects, we hold 2 networking and information sharing sessions at the conference. They'll both be held on Thursday, October 26th, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Each project and center signs up to host what we call a conversation hub. So again, the focus is on connecting and sharing information. And we will be held in the exhibit hall this year. We held these sessions in adjoining ballrooms last year. We were a little bit smaller, returning to in-person after COVID. But we heard you loud and clear that even in a smaller setting, we were rather congested. So we're going to spread out a little bit in the exhibit hall. And we will have all projects and centers numbered and grouped by STEM discipline area. So the goal is to help you find like projects and centers. So this is the AT Connect schedule, again, also on the website. The first session held 10:30 to 12:15, the second 3:45 to 5:30, and you would be assigned to one of these sessions based on your STEM discipline area. So when you sign up for these sessions, we ask you to select the discipline area that most closely relates to your project and center, knowing fully well that you may have a project, many projects and centers could fit into all of these buckets. But for the purposes of trying to group people together for networking, we ask that you try to select the discipline area closest to your project and not just select a general ATE default, unless you truly are a general ATE, so we can try to create these networking hubs within these sessions. May I ask you to mute if you are? Thank you. Going forward, so what is a conversation hub? So each project and center that signs up, they're assigned a conversation hub, and at least one team member is expected to staff the hub during the session. If you have other team members, certainly take turns, walk around so you can network as well. That hub involves a cafe-style table, 2 chairs, a stand that fits a 22 by 28 signer graphic, and 2 materials holders that can fit 8.5 by 11 handouts. And you can see a rendering here, and then a picture of last year's ATE Connects on the screen here, where you get a sense of how these hubs were set up with these very kind of, if you think of it almost as speed networking, and going from hub to get an idea of what all these projects and centers entail and to connect with the individuals there. So how do you sign up for an ATE Connect session? Again, it is a requirement for all projects and centers except for those that are brand new to first-time awardees. Please go online to our website and sign up by the deadline of September 20th. Though it is required, it is still required you sign up. If you show up with a poster in hand and you haven't signed up, we likely will not have space for you. These are facilitated ahead of time, and we are very careful about trying to group people together, so it is imperative you sign up for this space to make sure you're accommodated. Once on our website, you would access the submission form. You would enter your grant number. Hopefully your grant is found in the system. If it's not, please email us and we'll troubleshoot and find out why it's not there. In some cases, if someone on your team has started a submission, it won't let you re-access, so we can get you access to that. Or it may be if you're a brand new award and you'd like to be a part of this, we just haven't had a chance to get you in if we haven't gotten notification on your funding from NSF yet. But in either case, let us know, we'll troubleshoot. So we'll ask you to go in. You'll verify your grant. If your fiscal institution or your principal investigator is incorrect, you have the opportunity to change that. But these are the fields that you will enter. We'll be looking for your grant number, title, grant type. If you're a project, a center, a small new to ATE, as an example, you'll be listing the institutions affiliated with the award. List a primary contact information, and this person will be listed in the conference app as a contact for your project or center, so you will want to put someone there. And then a grant title and abstract. If you want to change your grant title, a lot of the times the title you submitted with your proposal may be very, very long, or you've shifted what you call yourselves. You have the opportunity, the ability to edit your title as to how you want your project or center represented in the conference program. And we do ask you to be thoughtful about the text in the abstract. It should be concise, but also descriptive, a little bit of an elevator speech within an abstract, so people know what your project center is about, because they're looking to connect with you and they're scanning through hundreds of awards, and it's helpful to have a concise statement about your project or center so people can find you. And then, as I mentioned, thinking about select your STEM discipline area that is most closely related to your project or center so we can group you accordingly. So how to prepare for ATE Connects. So once you have signed up by September 22nd, we will send out which session you have been scheduled for and give you what's called a hub number, so you know where in the exhibit hall you're being placed. And in preparation for that, you can go ahead and work on your sign or your graphics preparation and any handouts. Once you have your hub number, you are able to upload a sign for printing through Errata if you'd like to do that, or you can print your own. So to back up, everybody has that 22 by 28 display space, and this is a space used for project or center logos, or some basic text information that helps in sharing some information about your grant activities. We don't have specific guidelines for content, though graphics and visuals tend to be more eye-catching and accessible than something that's extremely text-heavy. So these are not intended to be, academic posters or something that would encapsulate everything your project or your center is doing. It's more of a, a quick visual graphic, a little bit of identifying text so people can help to identify you and engage in conversation. So the ways you can develop this, you can print your own and bring your own. We're trying to make this a very simple process to prepare for these sessions. And there is a print template on our website, or you can print through Arata, which is AACC's vendor. We work with an exposition company that helps to set these up. Following September 22nd, you'll get an email from Arata. If you want to use their services, you would log into their portal. You could upload your print-ready artwork, and they will print your poster and put it in your sign holder for you. So all you have to do is show up to your session for $86.25 for your poster. And print-ready artwork would be due to them October 6th. We have an AT Connect services kit on the website and a print template available for you to learn more about that. And again, that login information will be coming as soon as all of the hubs are scheduled. This is just a screenshot of the print template that you would use, whether you're printing it yourself, the design template, or you're uploading it to Arata to print. And just some examples of some signs from last year and some engagement around these sessions. So in addition to preparing those posters, you would be asked to prepare some handouts. And again, you've got two holders that are 8.5 by 11, but you can put whatever you think will fit in there. You've got the small cafe table if you want to bring some collaterals or some things to share. That space is your own. But in terms of handouts, we ask you to copy and bring your own. Or again, if you would like to ship your materials ahead of time, you can do so through Arata. They have a flat rate of $150 that includes shipping, storage, and the placement of your handouts on site. We've had cases where centers have had, two hubs because they have or institutions have 2 or 3 hubs. And if you want to group them together in one box, we don't have a problem with that as long as, it's going to be delivered to the hub number that you put on the form, as long as you know to distribute your materials. But here is a way to get your materials to the conference. They would just need to arrive to their warehouse by October 23rd, and there are mailing instructions in the services kit on the website. We do ask that you don't ship to yourself at the hotel, as the hotel may refuse shipment if they think these are exhibit materials in any way. So I do also want to make a note on electricity. There's no access to electricity or other audio visuals for these sessions, as again, the sessions are designed to facilitate conversation, and all projects and centers are given the same exact space and the same template to format. So it's very equitable across projects and centers and how everyone is sharing information and approaching these sessions. This is just a picture of the services manual, which is again available on the website if you wanted to use Arata to upload your poster or to ship materials to. No obligation for you to do so. Again, you can bring your own materials and you can bring your own poster. We just like to say that there are not poster printing capabilities on site or photocopying on site. I mean, you could use the hotel business center, but I wouldn't recommend it. Those prices tend to be inflated. So just some notes there to think about as preparing for these sessions. And just a few other pictures of engagement around ATE Connects from last year. And before we move into, so if you're a first-time grantee, Rachel, did we have any kind of burning questions or things I could help clarify at this juncture?
Yeah, absolutely. One person just asked, their institution has multiple projects, and they actually happen to both be in the same field too, right? So they're going to be in the same information hub time slot. And they're wondering if they can kind of be side by side, or if they can request being near somebody else, or is that not sort of possible?
It's not impossible. I think there's not a collection mechanism in the form. So I would say email me, and when we schedule those, we'll see if I'll make a note and try my best to do it. Since we're scheduling them all at once, there's a high probability I can make that happen. So if that's something, if you have, particularly if you have a PI that's spanning 2 projects, so they don't have to be in 2 opposite areas of the
Yeah,
hall.
running.
I'm happy to try to accommodate that. So please
sense.
just, email me or the general ATE box with that request. And when we schedule them, we'll have those noted. And I said, I can't guarantee it, but I'll do my best.
Somebody asked specifically about whether they need to upload things when they register. And I think this is because last year we were still doing the virtual, and having just done it recently myself, you don't upload anything this time.
No, there is nothing to upload this time. And that is correct. Last year we had a virtual AT Connect where everyone was required to upload a one-pager. We do not have a virtual component this year. So the requirement is that you host a conversation hub in person, and you would bring materials with you, or you would ship them. And the only uploading would be if you wanted our service provider to print your poster, you would upload your artwork to them, but it would go to them to print to be on site. So there is not a upload to a virtual platform this year.
Okay. And then someone was also asking that they thought there was a group, for new grantees, that there was going to be sort of a group area where new grantees could display handouts. But in order to participate in that, they don't have to sign up, do they? That's just something they can come in and do.
That's something they can come in and do, and that's what I'll talk about on these next slides.
Great. Okay. Fabulous segue. There we go.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's move right into that.
Let's move it. Yes,
as I said, if you're a first-time ATE PI on a newly funded project this year, you can host a conversation hub. You're certainly welcome to do so if you want to talk about what you're planning to do, but you're not expected or required to do that, since certainly it might be more advantageous your first year to go around and see the other projects and centers and network that way. But again, you're welcome to do it. You just don't have a requirement to do it. What you can do if you choose, if you don't want to do a conversation hub, is you have the option, again, it's optional, all first-time AT grantees can prepare that one-page handout. So last year, where everybody uploaded those things, this year it's only, those that are not doing conversation hubs, those first-time AT grantees can prepare a one-pager. And we have lounge areas designated in the exhibit hall this year, as we're really, trying to, get this to be a networking conversational hub and not exhibit hall, if you will. So there's places that we're calling new ATE Grantee Corner, and there'll be handout holders for those. So you can bring a one-pager to place in these holders. So there'll be 3 central places in the hall where you can find information, and for where new ATE grantees can place information, where people can find and pick up information on new grants, brand new to the community. If you are one of these first-time grantees and you'd like to prepare a one-pager, this information is on our website. This is not a template so much as some guidance on what you might want to include on a one-pager. Certainly your college name and your grant information, and maybe a few objectives about who you're serving, what you're hoping to do, and certainly contact information so people can learn more. There are certainly people who may be looking to collaborate you across disciplines, so it's helpful to have some identifying information of what you're focused on and what you hope to accomplish. And we did just add today, thanks to our webmaster, 3 examples from last year. So there's a couple one-pagers on the website if you want to see how some of these have been formulated. Again, we don't recommend a template, but you'll see some ideas. This is one from last year. But if you are a first-time grantee and you are preparing a one-pager, again, make your own, bring your own. We suggest, about 50 copies. And then we have someone in the AT Connect space in the exhibit hall, helping people find their materials or helping people find where they're put, and then they can direct you to these lounge areas and these new ATE Grantee Corner areas so you know where to place them on site. So we'll have some more detailed information on that, but it's as simple as create them, bring them, and we'll show you where they go, if that makes sense.
I just wanted to reiterate, because there's been a little bit of confusion in chat. So I'm going to just say this one more time, and Ellen will correct me if I'm wrong, but so you've registered for the conference, we hope. Whether or not you have also gotten a presentation like a synergy session, unless you are a first-time attendee, it is required by NSF that you do an AT Connects information hub. And that
Correct.
is something that you have to register for separately.
Separately.
We've put the information in. Courtney will probably put it in again at some point for where you need to go to do that. For new grantees, you are welcome to do this, but you may prefer to just come and get a chance to see what's going on at the conference. However, you can do a one-pager, and there's a special area for you as a new grantee to put your one-pager with everyone else's. So there's going to be a whole bunch of one-pager grantees in a couple of places in the exhibit hall.
For first-time grantees.
For first-time grantees, and you do not need to register for an information hub, an AT Connects information hub. Obviously, you need to register for the conference, but you do not need to register if you are a first-time grantee who just wants to put your one-pager with everyone else's one-pagers in this special area. Did I cover that?
Yes, you did. You did cover that. So yes, if you
Okay.
are hosting a session at the conference, even if that shares a bit of your project or center, you're still expected to host a conversation hub. Again, you're required to do it unless you are a first-time grantee. And by first-time grantee, we're really meaning those that are new to the community. If you have a new award in FY23, but it expands on prior awards, you're expected to host a conversation hub. You have a body of work to share as well as plans for your upcoming grant. So it is a requirement, and it's to your benefit to do so, to get out information about what your projects and centers are doing. And certainly NSF program directors attend these. The whole AT community attends these sessions during AT Connects. Those are the only things going on at the agenda at those times. They are standalone sessions, if you will. So everyone should be in the exhibit hall during these sessions. So it is the time and the place to network. But so yes, all required except for first-time grantees, and you are required to sign up so we can get you a hub number and get you scheduled to a session.
That's an extremely good-looking one-pager, by the way.
It is. We have some that are, we put one on
really
it.
Nice one.
But we have also seen them as simple as bulleted lists with your college logo. So it doesn't have to look like this. And we have a couple of examples, but just, again, it's a little bit of information about your grant to give people a flavor of what's coming. I did want to share, this is the 30th anniversary of the ATE program. You'll see that as a motif throughout. We have some fun planned for the exhibit hall, some great refreshments. You might see the 30th logo on a cookie or two, some fun things there, but we're really trying to make these AT Connect sessions, really the place to network and to engage. So we do have good food in there. As I said, we have some lounge areas, which is a new feature. There wasn't any place to sit beside your little cafe tables before, so we have some central places to do so. In those lounge areas are those new grantee corners where we'll have the availability for those one-pagers from those not hosting conversation hubs that are brand new to ATE. We also have a hands-on interactive networking station around connection, collaboration, and innovation, and I'll share that information momentarily. And then we'll be doing a little anniversary trivia game where some of these answers are hidden throughout the hall. Some of those fun engagement pieces where if you then submit your answers, we'll do a drawing at the very end of the conference where you could get a comp reg and hotel for 3 nights over and above what is allocated to projects and centers for 2024, and then a couple of Amazon gift cards just to have something, again, a little fun and celebratory around these sessions. And it also encourages people to get to all areas of the hall, since we tend to hide some of these clues and answers all over, so everyone gets some movement and some traffic. Speaking on the piece that's interactive this year, a little bit new, we have a featured activity where people will come in building their own 30s in celebration of the 30th anniversary of the ATE program using something called Koji form parts. So there'll be in-person guidance, and we have a wonderful artist who's putting the A in STEM, so we have a STEAM activity. But this is really just kind of fun to jump in for a little bit and engage with others. And then we have photo stations where you can take pictures of these against backdrops and a link to text submit them to. So we'll do a little short slideshow of some of these things on the closing session as a celebratory 30th anniversary. But we thought it'd be nice to have something hands-on, as another way to engage people around these sessions. So look for more information on that. So with that, before I move to some upcoming webinars and deadlines. Are there any other questions that I can answer or address on AT Connects?
Don't think we have any more specific questions that I'm seeing. Courtney's been picking up a lot of the questions and answering them. And we've raised ones that seemed, you know, they'd be helpful.
There
yeah,
isn't a.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say hopefully it's not. We realized for those that attended last year, it was very convoluted between what you had to do virtually and what you had to do in person. So we're hoping it is simplified. This is a variation on how these sessions used to be run. As with all things, let us know how you think were these successful, how they could be improved, and we will always do a plug for the conference evaluation, because we followed what came through the evaluation, that overall people appreciated this simplified version of ways to connect with one another at the conference and putting everybody in hubs. And there was an area where I could find all the biotech projects. So our attempt here is just to make it easier for you to connect with others in a conference that can be attended by 900 people. So, and to give all projects and centers equal opportunity to share information about their programs. So we hope, we're successful in that. And if not, let us know, and we'd love to hear from you, and we'll work to refine it yet again. I do want to move forward with a couple of upcoming sessions. We have a session just announced, and we'll be putting out an e-blast on this, but you're the first to know about it, how to engage with legislators in advancing ATE in STEM. We'll be hosting that on September 21. Jim Hermes, ACC's Associate Vice President for Government Relations, will lead this session. Since the conference is expanded and that we're starting earlier on Wednesday, we realize we may have some people even arriving Tuesday. You have an opportunity before or after the conference, or on Wednesday afternoon before the plenary start. If you would like to set appointments with your legislators and go to Capitol Hill and advocate on behalf of ATE in STEM. And this information session, that one will be recorded as well. We'll share information on how to set those meetings, strategies for taking the meetings, and how to maintain communication. And even if you don't plan, or it's not of interest of you to visit Capitol Hill or to do this as part of the conference, this session is still applicable to you in developing these types of legislative relationships, even from home. So it's something to check out. And then certainly our ATE conference orientation webinar on October 6th, where we dig into the program itself and we go day by day. It's particularly relevant for those that are brand new to the conference. We'll tell you what to expect, how to navigate the sessions, and what to, how to think about networking and going through this, which is an agenda with many concurrent sessions on it, and a lot of really good content, of which I need to thank the community for contributing all these sessions. And speaking of the conference program, we'll be getting the preliminary agenda up next week. We're still finessing a few sessions, but the majority of them have been scheduled. So that's way earlier than we normally do so. So we're pretty excited to be able to share that information with you to hope, to start planning purposes, or how you might want to attend some of these days, and or if you want to work in a Capitol Hill visit as well, so you can have this for planning. You would sign up for both of these info sessions on our website. And some upcoming deadlines: student application deadline is September 13th. ATE Connects, which we've been talking about, please fill out. It's a very simple form, but please get in there and sign up for a Conversation Hub by September 20th. And then if you haven't registered for the conference yet, please do so. Your conference confirmation email will include a link to the hotel, and everyone is responsible for making their own hotel reservations. We ask that you please do so by the September 27th deadline. The hotel can sell out. We got as big a block as we could. We have all the rooms the Omni can give us. We're hoping to get everyone in before the deadline closes. So please, do make your hotel reservations and your conference registration by the 27th. Just a note on ATE students, if I can plug it, if you're not familiar with this opportunity, AACC offers support for 60 students to attend the conference. They get free registration, and AACC covers their lodging for 3 nights. The project or center is responsible for their travel expenses. But we ask, each project and center can nominate up to 2 students or recent alumni to attend the conference. They fill out an application form online. And there's still obviously time to nominate a student to attend. And just so you're aware, students attend the conference. They are featured in a student poster session, which happens right after the opening session on Wednesday night, which will be in a bigger area. So we'll have a great networking event around that. Students also have the opportunity to engage directly with industry. They have a recognition breakfast where they're acknowledged by NSF on Friday morning, and then we have a fun activity where they can sign up to tour Air and Space, the Air and Space Museum as well. So there's a lot of information on the website. We run a special orientation webinar just for the students on September 20th. So again, if you have some great students you'd like to support to bring with you to the conference, they don't count towards the number of people you can bring. They would be over and above your team. So please go ahead and submit them by September 13th, if that works. I guess general contact, as I said, any questions on this, please feel free. You can do the general ATE address, or you can email Courtney or me. We are constantly updating the website. That's where I will be getting our agenda information early next week. But everything I've referenced today is available on that site. And again, we're happy to answer any questions as they come up. And certainly if you need to get people scheduled right in a row or near one another for ATE Connects, just email me or the ATE box offline on that, and we'll work to make that happen. I'm going to stop screen sharing.
Yeah, we did have another question. Larry was just asking, will we be able to see a full list of the AT Connects information hubs before we arrive at the conference?
Yes. So that won't be up next week because obviously the deadline is the 20th, but we will have the full conference program is usually available a couple weeks, or well, let's see, it's early October that information will be available, because once it's all edited and in the program, we'll send out a mass email that information is available, but it's usually available a week to 2 weeks prior to being on site. So you can see who's there, and that's actually a great strategy to start to go through and map out who you want to make sure you meet with. Are there any questions? And again, we can take general conference questions if people, that was kind of the end of my spiel on AT Connects, but if anybody has additional questions, from registration to students, we're happy to entertain them.
Wow, we have a quiet group today. Well, you can always get in that. That just means that Ellen and Courtney, you guys did a fantastic job of explaining everything.
Or everyone's thoroughly confused. I don't know.
One or the other. I think that everybody's pretty clear on it at this point. And I think it's really nice to not have to upload. I mean, it was great to have the virtual stuff when we needed it, but it's really nice to have this much more streamlined system this year for dealing with AT Connects. That's terrific.
Well, and again, I will, relay that we pay very close attention to the conference evaluation forms, and we heard loud and clear people thought the virtual was an extra step and did not have value add. So we took that very seriously, and we're channeling our efforts towards an in-person event this year. That's not to say, something couldn't come back if that's what the community wants or needs. Right. Please fill out that form and let us know what you think. We do go through them and make adjustments every year based on your feedback. One of which was wanting more programming on the front end of the conference. So we are starting the conference with pre-conference workshops at 9 a.m. on Wednesday and running high impact workshops and affinity group meetings, all the way up to 4:30. So that so I'm working to get that conference agenda information posted by next week, so you can start to see what those Wednesday sessions are and start to plan out your arrival. The basic conference schedule in terms of what time sessions occur is on the website, and then we'll be filling in what goes into those time blocks next week.
I don't see any more. People are starting to say thank you in chat, which is very nice.
Awesome.
I don't see any more questions, so I think we're good
okay.
to go.
Well, I don't want to prolong. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Again, please do reach out with any questions. We're happy to address them, and I will give everyone back 24 minutes to their lives this afternoon. And then if you give us till tomorrow, this recording and the slides will be on the website if you want to go back and reference them. And thank you, Rachel, for moderating.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Thank you all.
Everybody.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.